7 words to describe Dr. Johnson, I think that's pretty easy. An honorable man whose blood runs orange.
He's affable, laughable, warm.
Dr. Joe is so consistent.
A genuinely fine human being.
Extraordinary institutional memory.
Gracious, charming, intelligent.
Very compassionate, kind gentleman.
He never seems to forget a name.
Jovial, yet serious.
Humorous, kind, and thoughtful.
Colleague, mentor, and friend.
Committed. As a husband, for 50 years, most people know he's had a mistress. Her name is the University of Tennessee. She has 40, I don't know how many thousand children now, and he loves every one of them. I bought into that a long time ago, and it's been fine with me. So we've worked on that all these years. When he retired, I thought I got rid of her, but I didn't.
Because of how much he cares about this institution and this state, he sets a very high benchmark for all the rest of us who have the privilege to be in the role I'm in to achieve. And so I've always said over and over again to myself, if I can be half as good as Dr. Johnson or Dr. Holt or Dr. Bowling, I will have done just fine in this job.
He was Grand Marshal of a homecoming parade after he had retired, and my daughter was probably 4 years old and came to the homecoming parade, and she knew Dr. Johnson and felt like she had a special relationship with Dr. Johnson because he's so consistent and so caring and treats people so specially that she felt like she knew him well. Well, by the time the parade route had come around to where she was standing with my wife, Dr. Johnson was all out of candy. And he had been throwing candy all along the parade route. He was out of candy, and she was heartbroken. So about a couple weeks later, we saw him in a restaurant, and he asked Carson, he said, "How are you doing?" And she said, "You ran out of candy. You didn't throw me any candy at the parade." And it was sweet. Of course, Holly Ann and I thought, oh my goodness, I can't believe she said that. But she's 4 years old, and honesty just comes out. The next time we saw Dr. Joe with Carson, he reached in his pocket and he had a handful of bite-sized Snickers for her and presented them to her and apologized for running out of candy. But it's no telling how long he'd walked around with a few pieces of candy in his pocket, but that's what makes him special. He remembers people.
What stands out to me the most is I didn't consider my dad to be in a high-profile position. UT was our life. That was our family. We didn't have family in town, and so there was a core group of people that were at everything we went to, whether it was bowl trips or Board of Governors meetings that at that time were out of town, or Board of Trustees meetings. And so those were my parents. Those are the people who raised me. We went to Gatlinburg and Fall Creek Falls and numerous bowl trips, and those people were there. I learned to swim from somebody who was a UT family member because they were our family. And so when I think about my childhood, that's my favorite part of UT, was the family aspect.
As a father, he's a big teddy bear. With the grandchildren, they have him wrapped around their little fingers. So he's a pretty good guy all the way around.
He loves serving the University of Tennessee, and I think that gives him great joy, and he takes great pride in that.
The last time my dad made me laugh really hard was probably at the latest Auburn joke, which is sometimes one that he also told 10 years ago.
If you haven't had the opportunity to hear his 1,000 Auburn jokes, then you have missed something in life.
He contains the largest repository of Auburn jokes that anyone would ever have or ever hope to have.
One about a fraternity painting tiger paw prints that were supposed to go to Auburn but ended up in Clemson, South Carolina is a classic.
I could tell all of them in my sleep.
He always makes you feel good, and that to me is the mark of a good leader.
He never hesitates to write a truly sincere thank you note.
Every positive thing that happened in our office, every bit of good work was rewarded with a thank you note.
He probably still continues to write illegibly.
And I found through the years that people remembered these and they were very appreciated.
Congratulations, Dr. Joe.
Congratulations, Dr. Johnson. I still need your help every day.
Congratulations, Dr. Johnson. I'm sure that when you go to receive your great reward, you will hear the words, "Well done, well done."
Thank you, Joe, for 50 years and the marriage we've had and the mistress you've had. It's been hard sometimes keeping up with that mistress, but we've made it, and I'm glad we have, and it's been a lot of fun, too.
Dr. Johnson, I'm be one of many who will be standing and applauding and congratulating you on this great award and this great recognition of your 50 years of service to the University of Tennessee. Thank you for what you do for us.
Congratulations to Dr. Joe on almost as lengthy a retirement as he has had a service, employed service for the university.
And Joe, congratulations to you on one more distinguished honor that's come your way.
Congratulations, Dr. Joe!